So, long story short, I witnessed the girl of a really good friend of mine cheating on him. Whoa, I was not gonna get involved, but the guy she was cheating on with saw me back. Neither her nor my friend know that I know. Only that guy does. This happened 2 weeks ago. I am not sure if that guy mentioned anything to the girl. I would have done it if I was him, so that she is aware. My instincts all are telling me to stay out of it. In the end, I tell him, and they fight, then go back together. And then I am branded the guy who came between them. And then my friend avoids me because he doesn't want to be a cock in my eyes. But my reason tells me if I keep shut and he discovers and they break up, then I was the guy who knew and betrayed him by not telling him. I am thinking about slipping him an anonymous note with all the details and let him figure it out and confront her. Any ideas you guys have where I don't lose the friendship? I guess I was being selfish. I will tell him in a few hours, face to face, already scheduled to pick him up after work to help me move something, just so that no alarms are raised until I actually tell him. We'll share here how it went. Told him. He just sighed and got sad and started explaining himself to me. He basically is blaming himself for working too much. Told him nothing justifies it. I think it is likely they will break up now, as he doesn't seem the type of guy to forgive or forget a betrayal. Oh, the heart is hurting, people. Well, that is a weight off my chest. Thanks, guys. I was like 12 at the time. I have not told anyone this awful story, not a soul. My grandparents were in their 70s. I visit my grandparents overseas pretty often, and every time I go, I get sick. I can count the number of taxi cabs I've spewed vomit in the back seat on the way to the hospital. Sorry, y'all, because that number is precisely equal to the number of times I've been to visit. So, I'm sick. I wake up in the middle of the night extremely hungry. So I decide to go wake up my grandfather to ask him to help me make something to eat. I know, noble of me. It is at this point that I believe God attempts to send me a warning. A random memory resurfaces right as I'm about to open my grandpa's bedroom door last night. My grandmother randomly mentioned with more than a note of excitement that she was going to sleep in my grandfather's room. Well, okay, I was 12 and didn't think much of it. I was a dumbass, 12-year-old that didn't respect privacy. I opened the door. This memory is scorched into my brain. My grandfather is on top, delivering the most insane front shots, missionary, to my poor grandmother, who was feeding me medicine like a few hours ago. I Never seen him move like that. The technique. Wow, my God. And the noises. Ooh, the noises. Ah! I was there for a good 5 seconds maybe before he realized I was there and promptly flipped off my grandmother like nothing happened, saying some casual shit like, hey, close the door. Be there in a minute. So I closed the door. My memory of what came next is a bit fuzzy, but he basically made some food and warned me to knock on the doors before I entered them. I don't think he thought I really saw anything, so I basically just acted like I saw nothing, ate my food, shut my mouth, and tried to go back to sleep. My grandfather passed a few years ago, and this is unfortunately my most salient memory of him. This was absolutely harrowing to witness at 12 then, but now I think it's kind of funny. I hope you're having a good time in the afterlife. Just hopefully not as good as you were having that night. Nobody needs to hear those noises, man. Anyways, highly regret opening that door. I hereby vow and warn you all. I warn you all to always knock before entering doors, lest you intrude upon someone's privacy and permanently scar yourself. Thanks for the comments. Glad to know my grandfather's hip thrust are now immortalized. Dude was 70 something and moving like a piston in a V8. Also, yes, front shots equal missionary. First of all, I apologize for my writing skills. I'm really anxious. So I've been with my current girlfriend, Becca, for almost 7 years. About 5 years ago, I noticed I started feeling strange around one of our friends, Kate. At first, I didn't think much of it as Kate was a very beautiful girl and I thought it was just physical attraction or a crush, which is something my girlfriend and I believe is normal and doesn't count as cheating as long as you don't act on it. Don't be a werewolf. Okay. However, those strange feelings slowly began to grow to the point where I had to question myself further. What are these feelings? After some reflection, I came to the conclusion that yes, I was in fact in love with Kate. Glorious Kate. I didn't know what to do. Those feelings were definitely real, but I was also still in love with Becca. I didn't want to break up or anything. We had a future plan together, and I was still completely on board with it. I never intended to do anything with Kate, as I would never cheat on my girlfriend. I didn't know what to do. This went on for almost 2 years while I was hoping my feelings for Kate would eventually fade like a simple platonic crush. But they didn't. Finally, I decided to act because I couldn't let this go on any further. I started to tell both Becca and Kate tell them about my feelings. I knew I wanted those feelings to go away and that I wanted to be with Becca. And I thought giving myself some closure would help me stop feeling that way. It didn't. It caused a big fight between the three of us, and Kate began distancing herself from Becca and me. With some perspective, I know I realized this might sound foolish and doomed to fail, but at the time, I swear it seemed like the only way out. My relationship with Becca also took a toll, which was completely understandable. And I always told her it was entirely my fault. Becca and I worked together to heal people. I needed to heal. Kate moved to another country, which also helped with the healing process, and my feelings for her finally began to fade as my relationship with Becca returned to normal. Yes. This morning, however, I woke up and saw a follow request on Instagram from Kate. Oh, Kate, come back to me, Kate. She had blocked me on everything years ago, so this was completely unexpected. What really scared me was had blocked me on everything years ago, so this was completely unexpected. What really scared me was that for a split second, I think I felt something. I was happy that she wanted to contact me again. I didn't reject the request. No, I just froze. I'm terrified. I'm panicking again. And I don't know how to feel. I was sure I no longer had feelings for her, but now I'm starting to think I'm genuinely cursed. Oh God, I'm cursed. Has anyone else experienced this kind of situation? I'm honestly lost on what to do. Well, before Kate left, what you should have done was...
fuck her right in the pussy!